Hey Catechists, wanted to send you a quick video rather than a long email or another meeting. Just a couple of updates. So, reminder, 2nd and 8th grade meet today. They always meet twice a month. We need you to be there every time we meet twice a month. Everybody else meets on November 30th. The November 30th meeting for grades 1 through 8, all grades, replaces your December class. November 30th meeting replaces your December class. 2nd and 8th grade, you still have another meeting in December. Don't forget, December 14th, I think it is. Wanted to touch base with you about links. So some of you have forgotten to send us your recurring links, and we were not able to get into your Zoom classes last time, and we need to be able to do that. So I'm going to have you assemble an email with a couple of things. So take notes while I'm talking. You're going to send an email about your Zoom link to all of your catechists, all of your class, and you're going to blind CC us. Blind CC only your class. They should never be visible in the screen when you're emailing. Don't let their privacy of their emails be shown. So please blind CC that. Additionally, we had a parent suggest this to us, and it's awesome. Please include this email in your parent portal for grades 1 through 6. Send this email with the Zoom link in your parent portal. This way, when a parent is over bombarded with emails, they can always go to their portal, and probably there's a lot less in their portal than our regular inboxes. So send it to the portal so that you can send it through the portal as well. Logging in. Just like we used to meet in the prep earlier than class time starting, class time starts promptly at 4:30 and 6. So you need to be there early. So please log in 10 minutes early. 7th and 8th grade, I know you can only do 5 minutes early on a free account. Your students, include in the email, they should log in 5 minutes early. So as soon as you have your other volunteer on the call with you, start allowing your students in. We found out that there is a way through the free Zoom accounts to allow someone else to be your co-host. So you can allow your 8 or co-catechist to be your co-host. You're going to have to look through your settings for that. And if they can do that, they can also just admit students so you can focus on teaching. So while the kids are in 5 minutes early, take advantage of that time. Let them talk to each other. If you need to in the beginning, encourage them to talk to each other. The more they build relationships, the easier it will be for you during class when you're trying to have class discussion, because they'll already have some social relationships. Additionally, we hope that making sure everybody's there 5 minutes before will eliminate, or mostly eliminate, the problem we have with admitting students when they're late, because I know some of you are struggling with that. So please think about that. Additionally, when your students are in class, so here is just a little tip that I've observed. So as a catechist, sometimes we get nervous when we're teaching when there's silence. And so remember, the goal of your students in class this year is to faith share. That's the goal. So their parents are teaching them at home. We're doing a quick review, but our review is also faith sharing. They should be able to talk to each other and talk to you. You should pray with them and ask them what would they like to pray for. What intercessions do they have? That's really one of the biggest parts of your class, even though it's short. It's so important. And so the more they talk to each other in the beginning, before class starts, and the more they faith share during class, the more comfortable they're going to be to pray. And that's our goal. So please make sure that you're introducing that time and that you're not running at the mouth trying to make up for that silence. So if you're a person that does that, and I also tend to do that when I get nervous, all you need to do is take a deep breath, stop and say a Hail Mary, and just give pause to see if any students answer. Some students are quiet and they're observing and they're waiting and getting their courage up to speak. So you have to give them that time. Please do not spend that whole time teaching at them, because this time is for faith sharing. Lastly, I do want to remind you, 7th and 8th grade, primary part of your discussion is your questions. So 7th grade, your primary part of your class is discussing the chosen video, the chosen drama series. So please make sure you're discussing that. 8th grade, you really also, that's the primary focus of your lesson, is to discuss the discussion group questions in the lessons that were assigned for this time period. So this right now, you're also today going to, of course, need to discuss your saint report a little bit, but prayer, icebreaker, and discussion. You don't need to plan anything else. You can plan something else if you need it, but you shouldn't need to plan it on a regular basis for you to use every time. Your discussion group, you should be using those questions in the blue section in your discussion group. Remember, they are written for 8th graders. They are written at that age level. You don't need to revise them. You can think of maybe ways to expand on them or maybe to re-express the same identical question in a different wording. But those questions are geared towards this age level by professionals. So just make sure that you are on target on those discussion questions. You don't need to spend a long amount of time on anything else, and actually anything else should be reserved for the end of class and only if you have time. So please remember that. I want to tell you at the bottom of your Zoom screen is a wonderful place for you to be able to check some things. So I know you know in the bottom of your Zoom screen is the mute button and the video button. You can turn off video or turn off the audio on your Zoom meeting. Also next to that is a button that says security with a little shield. And I know that it looks a little scary, but I promise you it's not the security you're thinking of. It is not cybersecurity in the sense you're thinking of. It is for you as the host of the Zoom meeting. If you click on that, you can enable or disable chat. If chat is checked off, it means it's enabled. Please uncheck it. You want to keep it unchecked unless you're specifically going to use it. You want to make sure in your security settings in your home page of your Zoom account before your class starts, go and make sure your chat is disabled and that definitely one-on-one is disabled. There should be no one-on-one private conversations between students or yourself. That should be disabled. So if you want chat on, you can have it on, but just keep it all disabled on your account and just check it enabled on this main Zoom screen that you're on during a Zoom class, the little security shield. Click on that and enable it that way. Additionally, next to that is a button that says participants. If you click on that, a list of participants in your meeting will show up on the right-hand side, and you'll be able to see everybody that's in your class. If you click to the right of their name, it will give you something that says more, and it will give you a drop-down menu. Under that, you can remove a student. For example, if a student is really misbehaving or this student does not belong in your class and you need to remove them, you can hit remove. Even if they don't want to get off, you're going to kick them off. So you can do that. You can also rename them. So for example, if a student, Joe Jones is on Peter's iPhone and you don't know who that is, well, maybe Joe Jones, that's his dad's iPhone. So it's showing the wrong name or a parent's Zoom account. Your students should rename themselves in the very beginning of your meeting. That should be included in your email that we were discussing earlier. And then they should rename themselves in that first 5 minutes if they see their name is wrong. If they don't, you can. So you can rename them so you know who they are. We need to get to know who they are. So please take a look at that. Familiarize yourself. Have another practice meeting, even just with yourself. You can turn your Zoom screen on a day that is not the day that you need those 40 free minutes. Use it on a day that you don't need those 40 free minutes. And just take a look at those buttons at the bottom and just explore them a little more, because I think you're going to realize they're more helpful than you thought. Absences, this is very important. Absences, please, as I told you, email us in the first 5 minutes who's absent. You must include the student's last name. I won't go into reasons why, but we need to know their last name. That helps speed up the process of us contacting the family. So please include their last name so we can reach out to the family immediately in case they have forgotten Zoom or if they're having technical issues. If they're having connectivity issues, we tell them what to do, and I tell you now too what to do. If you're having connectivity issues or audio issues or video issues, shut down your Zoom application, shut down all applications in your computer, and shut down your computer so it turns completely off. Then turn it back on and open only Zoom. Start with that. That should resolve all your issues. That's primarily what we tell the parents too, and when you tell us they're absent, we start with those kind of things. So please follow up with that. Please follow through with that, I should say. And lastly, thank you to some of you who were doing this before. I'm asking you to start doing it again. Please, when you take attendance, record it on your attendance sheet. At the end of your class, by Tuesday morning at the latest, please email us a picture or a scanned copy of your attendance sheet. That will help us hopefully keep better track of the attendance in our office. We're struggling with that a little bit remotely, and that should help us. So please take care of that by sending that to us, and we're hopeful that will help us. Thank you so much for all you do. You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. You've come so far. There's so much technology, and you're plugging through it, and we really, really appreciate that. Thank you for all you do for the children of our parish. I look forward to seeing you soon.